For almost all of human history, wolves were not friends. They were shadows in the dark. If you were alive 30,000 years ago and heard howling outside your camp at night, it didn't sound magical. It sounded like death. Wolves were faster than you, stronger than you, and built perfectly for survival. They could track prey for hours without stopping. They hunted in coordinated packs. They could smell blood from incredible distances and see movement in darkness your eyes couldn't even penetrate. Humans, meanwhile, were fragile. No claws, no fangs, no armor, just fire, sharp sticks, and the desperate hope that the thing watching from the trees stayed far enough away. And yet somehow, out of all the dangerous animals humans encountered during the Ice Age, wolves became the one species that crossed the line from predator to companion. Today there are nearly 1 billion dogs on Earth. They sleep beside us, protect children, guide blind people through cities, search disaster zones for survivors, wait excitedly at the front door when we come home. Some wear sweaters, some have Instagram accounts with more followers than actual humans, but none of this was planned. No ancient tribe gathered together and decided to create dogs. Dogs may have emerged because certain wolves made one tiny evolutionary mistake. They became slightly less afraid of us. To understand how strange this is, you have to picture the Ice Age world they lived in. Humans were hunter-gatherers, moving constantly across freezing landscapes, searching for food. Life was brutal. A failed hunt could mean starvation. An infection could kill you. Winter wiped out entire groups, and around every campfire, wolves lingered just beyond the light. Now here's what changed everything. Humans are messy. Even struggling hunter-gatherers left behind scraps, cracked bones, animal skins, leftover meat, partially eaten carcasses. To wolves, human camps became mobile piles of free calories. At first, wolves probably approached cautiously. The most aggressive wolves got killed. The most fearful wolves stayed too far away to benefit. But some wolves were different, more curious, less hostile, more tolerant of human presence. And over generations, those wolves gained an advantage. Instead of risking injury hunting massive prey alone, they could survive by trailing humans and scavenging leftovers safely near camp. Slowly, evolution began filtering wolves based on personality. The calmer wolves survived better. The friendlier wolves stayed closer to humans. The violent wolves disappeared. And then something strange happened. This sounds unbelievable, but scientists actually observed something similar in real life. In 1959, Soviet geneticist Dmitry Belyaev began a famous experiment in Siberia using foxes. He selected only the tamest foxes for breeding generation after generation. That was it. No training, no tricks, no forced behavior. He simply bred the least aggressive animals. And within decades, the foxes began behaving like dogs. They wagged their tails, whined for attention, followed humans around. But the strangest part was physical. Their ears became floppy, their tails curled, their faces softened, white patches appeared in their fur. Scientists discovered that when animals evolved to become less aggressive, their appearance often changes automatically. The first proto-dogs may have started looking different from wolves long before humans intentionally bred them. Imagine standing beside an Ice Age fire and seeing wolves nearby that looked slightly calmer than normal. Slightly smaller, slightly softer, still dangerous, but not entirely wild anymore. And humans noticed the benefits quickly. Wolves hear better than humans, smell better, track prey better, detect danger earlier. A wolf near camp became an alarm system. If predators approached, the wolves reacted first. If prey was nearby, wolves could help locate it. If strangers appeared in the dark, wolves knew before humans did. Eventually, the relationship stopped being accidental. Both species started helping each other survive. And that's likely why dogs became humanity's first domesticated animal, long before farming, cities, or written language. Even before humans invented agriculture, dogs were already walking beside us. And as humans changed, dogs changed too. When humans began eating more grains after agriculture developed, dogs gradually evolved the ability to digest starch far better than wolves could. Think about that. Dogs adapted biologically to human civilization itself. But perhaps the most fascinating change wasn't physical, it was emotional. When humans look into a dog's eyes, both species release oxytocin, the same hormone deeply connected to bonding between parents and children. Dogs evolved to emotionally connect with the human brain. Even those famous puppy dog eyes may not be accidental. Some researchers believe dogs developed more expressive facial muscles because humans instinctively cared more for animals whose faces looked emotional. In other words, Evolution shaped dogs to communicate with us emotionally, not just survive beside us, connect with us. And maybe that connection changed human history more than we realize. Some anthropologists believe humans with dogs hunted more effectively, traveled more safely, and survived more successfully than humans without them. Dogs may have helped humans spread across the planet. Modern dogs lost much of what made wolves wild. Many breeds suffer from severe health problems created through selective breeding. Some struggle to breathe. Some can barely walk properly. Some cannot even give birth naturally anymore. Yet traces of the wolf still remain inside them. When dogs circle before lying down, when they howl at distant sounds, when they bury food, when they twitch in their sleep, ancient instincts are surfacing from tens of thousands of years ago. Inside every Chihuahua, every Golden Retriever, every Husky, there is still the shadow of an Ice Age predator. And maybe that's why dogs feel different from every other domesticated animal. Horses work with humans. Cats tolerate humans. Cows exist around humans. But dogs joined humans. They crossed frozen landscapes beside us, slept near our fires, guarded sleeping camps while predators moved through the darkness. Somewhere along the way, survival became attachment. Archaeologists once discovered a grave in Germany, dating back around 14,000 years. Inside were a man, a woman, and a dog buried carefully together. The dog had survived a severe illness earlier in life, meaning humans likely spent weeks caring for it instead of abandoning it. Think about how extraordinary that is. Ice Age humans, struggling to survive one of the harshest environments in history, still chose to spend precious food, energy, and time saving a sick animal. That is no longer practicality. That is companionship, maybe even love. And all of it began because a few wolves became slightly less afraid of campfires. No master plan, no invention, just cautious animals creeping closer to the edge of the firelight, while evolution slowly transformed fear into one of the greatest partnerships in the history of life on Earth. And tonight, somewhere in your home, a descendant of those ancient wolves will probably fall asleep near humans once again, just like its ancestors did thousands of years ago beside the fires of the Ice Age.